Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
Stand by for an important announcement. It is the JP Peterson Show or the JP Burgundy Show, whichever you. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. Are you giving out candy tonight? Are you? What's your favorite Halloween candy? Let's do that today. What's your worst? What do you hate? Almond Joy. Yuck. Always traded the Almond Joys. Oh,
all those are the best.
Fake coconut. No good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're ready and raring to go for a big holiday show here at the JP Peterson Show. Halloween it is, and I'm dressed up like a porn star with my mustache on. And I don't know what the hell IndyCar Tim is today.
I'm a broadcaster, JP.
A drunken broadcaster. You
a little hungover.
Look like a hungover drunken broadcaster.
A little hungover after that Stars game.
Did you wear your Lightning hat and your Stars jersey last night?
I absolutely wore my Lightning hat and my Dallas Stars Mike Modano jersey to the bar to watch the game.
People thought you were very confused.
Yeah, they're like one person came up to me. I don't think people understand. Like people don't know who the Lightning are here in Dallas.
They really don't. They have no idea.
They're casual hockey fans at the bar.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? It's like most people. I would say probably 70% of the people, just in general, Gen Pop, talking about Gen Pop. If you said, what is the Tampa Bay Lightning? They'd probably go, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah.
Is it a weather conspiracy?
We are the lightning capital of the world. That's the name.
Right.
In case you did not know that. Yes, and they win again, 4 in a row. What was all this consternation and panic early on when they had won one game in their first 8? What was all that about?
Kind of what we're dealing with here in Dallas right now.
Yeah. Come on. It was a good game last night. The Stars were good.
And it took me
4, right?
It took me until overtime, in that overtime period, in 3-on-3 hockey to realize, I guess, and to come to the forefront of my mind, how like the Stars are the Buccaneers of the NHL right now as far as injuries go.
Yeah, they
got a hell ton of people out right now. And look, I'm not taking anything away from the win. All right. Like
Jamie Benn was out.
Yeah, he's out for a while with a collapsed lung. We've got 2 of our top defensemen out. It's just, especially, it showed more on the 3-on-3. I think we've got a lot of depth, but I think in the 3-on-3, it showed more. And that goal by Cirelli, that backhand was just a thing of beauty.
It was.
Again, I ain't taking nothing away from what the Lightning did because that was a gorgeous goal.
And the game is just in general. It's funny how the Lightning has flipped the script. And we had Brian Bradley on yesterday, and he's the one who's kind of said they just didn't have their legs in the first 8 games. And Cooper even said that last night. He said this first month has kind of been our preseason, and we just are finally finding our legs and playing the way they're supposed to play. And they were really good on the puck last night. And the last 4 games, they've been really good with their puck possession. They've taken the danger out of their game, as Cooper said last night, and they're just playing the right way. So at the first 9 games are like, are they old? Are they slow? Are they bored? Like, what's going on? And I think there was a little bit of everything there, quite frankly.
Sure.
I just think they were bored at the beginning of the season. I mean, when really, and we've talked about this a little bit, but when the playoffs are the only thing that matters, it's a long 6 months till you get there. I think when you've got your name etched on the Stanley Cup a couple of times and you're very well compensated and you live in Tampa Bay and your life is really, really good, it's hard to find the desperation at times to really get it going.
Yeah.
And it takes a little while for you to get into the season, and then you become tired of losing. And that's the great thing about these guys is they have the pride. They care. Unlike Florida State football players, they care about winning and losing. And they got sick of it, and they're like, can we just start doing this the right way? And there you have it, a 4-game win streak, and now they're very dangerous, and they're winning in different ways. If they got to score 5, they score 5. If it's just 2-1 last night in a close checking game, they can do that too. Vassie was fantastic. I thought Andre was insanely good last night.
Yeah,
he was really good. I mean, the Lightning came out hard and really peppered them, and they could have easily been up 2 or 3-0 in the first, but unfortunately, no one knows how to put the biscuit in the basket. here at the Emily Arena or Benchmark International Arena. And it was, but it was good hockey. It was a good hockey game. You didn't feel like, there was ineptitude. It's just they're getting scoring chances. The goalies are really, really good. They're defending hard. It's good, solid 2-1 hockey game. And they get a power play goal, and the power play has just been, that is, something that the Lightning just have not found an answer for since Stamkos left, quite frankly. Even though their power play was good last year in the regular season, it was a disaster in the postseason against the Panthers. And so far this year, I don't know what we're ranked, but it can't be very good. But we got one last night with Hagel just kind of going to the net. And I was watching TNT afterwards. By the way, I don't know if we may have the clip. We'll show it later, where Cooper and Hagel were interviewed by the knuckleheads, all dressed up. I appreciated their effort last night. It was really nice. And then Cooper kind of turned the tables on him and said, "You know what? I always get asked questions. I'm going to ask the questions tonight." And so he drilled the panel. It was pretty fun. But it was just, Hagel, and he asked Hagel, like, "Wow, this is your first power play in 118 games, power play goal. Why are you still on the power play?" It's like, well, he doesn't play. He's on the second power play. He rarely gets any power play time. So, but he got a dirty goal, and that's, unfortunately, I think that's what this power play is going to have to be. Just going to have to shoot the puck and get to the net and knock it in. There's no, it's always been the pretty passing and find a lane, but without Stamkos in that rocket shot from the circle, it's just, you got to find something different. And they've been searching for now a year plus, and they still haven't found it, but they got one last night. And then in overtime, I don't know if you have the call ready or not, but it was something that I've noticed that the Lightning are doing differently in their overtimes now is they're super aggressive on the pucks. They're not sending out defensemen as much, although Hedman was out there for a little bit, made a terrible giveaway in overtime. But Cirelli then came back and got the puck and stole the puck. They're not sitting back and waiting for them to come up the ice. They're going right to them, and they're harassing them all the way up the ice until they, especially Cirelli and Hagel are really, really good at this, taking the puck away. And I love this. I don't know why they didn't do this earlier, but now, and they've done it twice now, and they wrestle the puck away. They get possession, and they're going at the net. And last night, Cirelli stole the puck and then had a breakaway and beat Ottinger with a little backhand deke, and it's a 2-1 win in OT. You get both the points, and now the Lightning have moved up from dead last to the middle of the pack in the Atlantic. And obviously, we're not scoreboard watching just yet, but it's nice to see the name in the fourth spot instead of the bottom spot, which was very odd to see in the standings. So,
I hear the call. I think I got it now.
Sure,
my Facebook downloader.
Mission Phil last night on the call in overtime.
It's checked by Cirelli. Cirelli bumps it forward and chases Anthony Cirelli down the right wing. Cirelli trying to come it alone. Cirelli is checked, cuts it, score! A backhand deep! Cirelli! He wins it for the Lightning in overtime! The Lightning win it 2-1. A Dallas player tried to poke check it away. Cirelli broke through the check and finished on his backhand.
Ottinger had no chance. No chance on that.
And I don't know who was throwing his stick at Cirelli as he
should have been a penalty anyway.
That's a penalty shot right there. But it was a great way to finish. Now they've got a couple of these overtime wins, and they've won 4 in a row. And now they got a really tough trip out to Utah to take on Tusky and the Mammoth. I don't think they've lost since they introduced Tusky, the new mascot. It's a hell of a defenseman. That. And
by the way, I'm going to take umbrage with ESPN, as I often do, because it's, why not? I think everyone does. And a writer, I guess it's one of their hockey writers, Arda Okal. Are you familiar with this person?
They have hockey writers at ESPN?
Well, I don't know, but that's
the
byline on this article that I'm looking at says Arda Okal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's short for Ocala. Maybe. They've got the Lightning ranked. This is the NHL power rankings, the 1 through 32. Halloween identity for all the teams. And while you've got the normal players up front, the Avalanche at 1, Devils at 2, Knights at 3, the Mammoth at 4, by the way.
Yeah.
And my Les Habitants du Montreal at number 5. Would you care to guess where the Tampa Bay Lightning are in all of this?
Probably middle of the pack. 16.
21.
What?
That seems a little low to me.
Well,
now, this is before last night's win, obviously, but
that's just a reaction to the poor start. And if you're going by this year, I guess that's where they should be. Frankly, I mean, they've not been a good hockey team. Well, I mean, so what is it? It's at Halloween based on how you've played this year. Yeah, that's about what they deserve. That's about what they deserve, especially before last night. And
you've got a brutal schedule in that. You mentioned Utah here the next week. You've got at Utah, at Colorado, at Vegas.
Yeah.
That is brutal right there.
Yeah, but as I mentioned on the postgame show last night, it's perfect timing. You won 4 in a row. You're really rounding into playing your game. And guys are coming back. They're getting guys healthy. You know, Gergenson's comes back, and I think he's been a real key. That fourth line, Holmberg, Gord, and Gergensen have just been eating up possession time and forechecking and just setting the tone. They started them again last night. They've started them the last 2 games. And that's just what they do. They set the tone. They shut down the other line, and don't call them the fourth line. Cooper will not have that.
No.
The checking line, whatever you want to call them, and they were really good again last night. Since he's returned, Gergensen, that's been a really, really nice line. And kind of everything is now guys are playing with who they should, but they'll be moved around, and they've been very fast. Although Kucherov, the big boys weren't great last night, they just weren't. But the rest of the guys got it done, and it was a nice win. But I think this team reacts to playing the best. Again, they're bored at times. So when you go against Colorado, when you go against Dallas last night, I saw a noticeable jump in their energy last night, and the structure the which they played. They played a really good hockey game last night.
Yeah,
there were very few scoring chances against quality chances I can't even remember if they had an odd man rush last night. I mean, early in the season, those are 6 or 7 per period. Last night, I don't even think I can't remember one. There may have been a couple, but no really dangerous situations. And
until overtime.
Well, 3-on-3 for God's sake. But within the structure of the game, and there weren't a whole lot of penalties either.
Yeah.
There weren't a whole lot of penalties. A very, very clean game. And but the Lightning did have to fight off that 5-on-3 for a little bit over a minute in the third period, and probably 3.5 minutes total power play time for Dallas because they got the back-to-back penalties.
Right.
So that was a hell of a job. The penalty kill has been fantastic, really, really good. And I don't remember too many good opportunities, even on the 5-on-3.
No, and that's where Dallas is suffering with injuries right now. Is on the power play. So again, I'm not taking anything away from the Lightning and what they did last night to stop Dallas, but. It's just it was painful to watch from a starter standpoint last night.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot going on. Yeah.
By the way, let's you want to take a look at JP Burgundy from last night?
Well, this was clearly the highlight of the evening.
It was.
I mean, as much as an overtime win can be, but the Channel 4 news team stole the show.
This might be the greatest thing I've seen this year. I'm not lying.
This is the intro to Hockey Night Live that we shot on. Was a Wednesday with Greg Wolf, Paul Porter, and Thunderbug as my Channel 4 news team, led by.
Wait, is Thunderbug your mascot? Because that's
Thunderbug is our mascot. Yeah. Lord. Well, it was supposed to be Steve Ferris, one of our other MCs, who actually looks much more like Steve Carell, who just like spitting image would have been perfect. Rick Tamlin, yeah. So Thunderbug had to fill in.
It's pretty good.
And this is the shenanigans that we came up with.
It means one thing for the Lightning Vision news team. It's go time.
Must be elbow wolf.
Hockey Night Live.
Bart.
With 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor JP Burgundy. Port Pablo in sports. Bug Undrum with the weather. And your man on the streets, Wolf Gregory.
Look at that.
This is Hockey Night Live, presented by TGH.
That's great right there.
The newsroom. Oh, my God. Yes, and then we began.
That was freaking amazing.
Then we began. Ice hockey in Florida? What are we doing here? It's too damn hot. This will never work. Phil, you've made a massive mistake. Turn it around while you still can. That was the open.
Oh, that was so great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it last. And then they couldn't score in the first, so we're doing highlights. And I'm like, well, I was told you're supposed to put the biscuit in the basket. Let's see how we're doing here. Well, this Brandon Hagel fella's not very good at it. Let's try Braden Point. Oh, well, he can't do it either. I'm told this Kucherov fella's pretty good. Well, he can't find the back. What are we doing here? Bring me a scotch.
I'd love to hear the players' thoughts on that.
Oh, but God, I hope. And then there was the review in the second period that had. I was like, well, since no one could score, they've changed the rules to give the Lightning an extra player on the ice. It's called a power play. Let's see how this turned out. And then, so they score. I'm like, well, clearly the puck is over the line, but evidently the four blind mice cannot see this. And when I said four blind mice, everybody in the control room went, ooh, because you're not supposed to criticize the officials. I'm like, wait a minute.
You're in character, though.
We're doing a shtick here. So do we have a little leeway? And I think now if we get a letter from the NHL, it'll be, I doubt we will. But if we did.
It was all in good fun.
It's all in good fun.
It's not like you were on a rant saying the freaking referees don't know what they're doing down there.
It was all shtick, for God's sakes. It was all shtick. So they got that done, and it was fun. Super fun last night. And I got a lot of nice messages from folks. Of course, my old buddy Roy Cummings from our Tampa Tribune days said he was sitting with Rick Peckham last night, and they just loved it. And they were howling with laughter. So, good. Maybe I did something right. Maybe I'll keep my job this year. So that's good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this shows you how much I will embarrass myself just for your people entertainment. And that's
and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this picture because I feel like that's not even JP Burgundy. That's just JP Peterson. He's wearing a wig and a mustache for some reason, drinking his Jack Daniels.
The pocket square is outstanding, isn't it? Burgundy pocket square. It does not match the tie whatsoever.
No. So great.
All right. Yeah, I think maybe I could do this as like a second. I'll just do all my MC duties as Ron Burgundy. Probably be a lot better than doing it regularly. All right. Let's get to the actual other stuff here today that we have to talk about. We did the Lightning game, and that was, it's good to see this team finally, playing the way we know they can play, and that was coming, no question about it. But Nick Paul's coming back. He, as we saw yesterday, breaking news right here on the program, Brian Bradley showed us he was back in practice in the red jersey. So Nick Paul will be coming back soon. He's obviously a big piece to this. So, the Lightning are going to get healthy and hopefully go on a run here. And, with the Panthers all banged up, I mean, let's not be honest. Les Habitants are at the top of the Atlantic. That won't last for long. That can't last for long. Clearly, they have no idea how to play ice hockey in Canada. They haven't won anything since 1993 when I really had hair. Yeah.
God, that was such a great cup win, though. I won't lie. That felt so good.
But maybe Toronto. The Blue Jays are
Patrick Roy, JP. That's when we still had Patrick Roy in there.
So the Blue Jays are going to win a World Series before a Canadian team. 1993, we'd have told you that the Blue Jays are going to win a World Series before any Canadian team wins a Stanley Cup. They'll win another because that's the last time they won World Series in 93. You would have said you're crazy. Crazy.
I'll go you one better. I'll go you one better, JP. If in 1977 you told baseball fans in Toronto, and it had already been 10 years since the Maple Leafs had won a Stanley Cup, you said this expansion baseball team's going to win how many World Series by 2025?
Yeah.
Before Toronto even goes back to the freaking finals.
Yeah. How about that? So, and by the way, some strange happenings in baseball. The Nationals hired Blake Butera.
Is he 16 years old?
He looks it.
16-year-old.
Yeah. 33 years old. He wasn't even a double-A manager for the Rays. He was a single-A manager and also working in player development. Like this guy, 2017, he was a bench coach for Class A Hudson Valley. I mean, I don't, this is one of the most baffling hires ever. And I'll be interested to see how it works out. I don't know Blake Butera from anything. But I mean, it's just a very interesting hire, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He managed Hudson Valley in 2018 and 2019, then moved up to full season Class A Charleston and won back-to-back league championships in 21 and 22. He spent 2023 as a field coordinator and the last two in the senior director role, overseeing the Rays' full player development process. So you got Blake Butera, and I think you have three former Rays. Derek Shelton got a job with the Twins. Derek Shelton, great dude, longtime Pirates manager. Have you seen his record? And I know it's the Pirates, and I know it's, wow. I don't know how the hell you get a job with that kind of record. And, I guess you get rid of Rocco and bring him in. But a lot of it just seems like these owners are like, well, what are the Rays doing? Because they're making a hell of a lot of money and winning. So let's find these guys that know the secret sauce with the Rays. And so I can go to the bottom in payroll, collect $200 million in all my revenue sharing, and just call it a day. And maybe we'll win some games. Trying to copy the Rays. And this is what, when Sternberg is called a genius and all this stuff, when he handpicks writers at the Times to write pieces for him, it's just like, well, what did he? I understand they won games. I get that. And they did some innovative things. But in the long run, none of it was really good for baseball in the long run. All the shifts, the openers, a lot of things, just never getting into the free agent pool with never having experienced players, trading off all your favorite players, all these things and trading them for good young players who are cheap. And it helps you win in the regular season, no question about it. But it's not necessarily great for the fans. It's not great for baseball. It's just a way to make money in a system that rewards talented young teams in the regular season, but not in the postseason. So how is that? I mean, if you're working at the Wall Street Journal, yeah, that's a great way to make money. What a great way. You are a hedge fund manager, a bond trader, and you came in here and you revolutionized the way to make money in baseball. You should be awarded some Wall Street Journal business prize, but I don't see the genius in the baseball there.
No,
you're just making profit. I don't care about that. I'm a fan. I want World Series championships. I want players I can hold on to and become fans of, and my kids can buy their jerseys and they'll be there next week. That's what I want. So you can laud all the regular season wins you want. To me, that's not, I guess there's some genius in it in terms of making money and taking advantage of the rules that, you can keep really talented young players on low salaries. But other than that, nah.
And it keeps fans interested for a little while.
But does it when you keep trading away the stars?
Well, with the wins, I'm just talking about, regular season wins. Yeah. I'll get excited if my team wins 85, 90, 95 games a year. I don't
get to hang up those wild card banners. Yeah, it's exciting.
Some franchises, that's all you care about. JP, real quick before we transition from baseball, because I feel like we're talking baseball right now.
A little bit.
And we've got the Blue Jays in the World Series. I ran across a couple of pictures, and I know this is more of a national story, but it's relevant because of the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And we've talked about Skydome, right? Now called Rogers Center. Skydome opened in 87, 88, one of the first retractable roof stadium, and it was a marvel of engineering and science back in the day. To me, it still kind of is. It is still a great place to watch baseball.
Beautiful stadium, yes.
And the fact that they have foul nets and not foul poles is still kind of cool to me. Did you know that they don't have poles? They're just nets.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're not rigid poles. They're nets that they just dangle down, and then they're anchored to the bottom because they use that stadium for so many other things other than baseball. It's just easier for storage and stuff. So the only baseball stadium in the league that does that, by the way. But I want everybody to understand where Toronto came from and where they played before that. And you might know some of this, JP. Exhibition.
I do not remember where they played.
You remember Exhibition Stadium?
I don't. I remember Montreal's Exhibition Stadium.
Jerry Park
Jerry.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a retractable roof that never worked. By the way, that was crazy.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, it was built for the Olympics, Olympic Stadium way back in the day. But anyway, so here's Toronto played at Exhibition Stadium when they started in 1977. This is a stadium built for CFL football in the 40s. And they converted it to baseball or expanded it for baseball in the early 70s, trying to lure the San Francisco Giants to town.
Right.
Because there was talk in the 70s of the Giants moving, like there always is with teams, whatever. Of course, it did not work out, but the league granted them an outdoor baseball stadium or franchise for an outdoor baseball stadium in Toronto in the late 70s. The very first game, opening day, 1977, JP, this was the scene.
That is not a baseball park. It's not even close to a baseball park.
Now let me show you the overhead view of the park, because this is what you were dealing with an MLB park for 10 years. They played here.
Oh my God.
You can clearly see where the football field was.
But yeah. Yes.
They just put up a wall going down the 35-yard line. In right field.
And wonder how the left field line looks a little short too.
A little sketchy. So JP, you had a seat in the outfield, the farthest seat from home plate, and in this image you can kind of picture where it might be.
Yeah,
900 feet away from home plate. You had seats that were 900 feet away.
I say that's worse than Tropicana Field.
Yeah, I mean, here's your view, from behind the
plate. That crappy AstroTurf too. Oh my God,
dude, they played here for 10 years.
Is that so much worse than Hard Rock Stadium, the pro player, where the Marlins played for their first 20 years?
That was Stadium, whatever it was.
I went to a couple games there, and I was like, this is awful. This is just awful. It had zero feel for a baseball stadium, like zero. Yeah. It was awful.
It was bad, man.
Yeah. It's just, and then they built that stadium, that beautiful Marlin Stadium, in a terrible location.
God, and it is a gorgeous stadium too, but who's going to go there? Not me.
Well, not many.
Anyway, I want to throw a little Blow Jays
little nostalgia there, and
history at you.
So Yamamoto's going tonight for the Dodgers. He's been freaking unhittable. So it sets up kind of for another Dodger win tonight, and then a Game 7 tomorrow night. How about that? You ready for that?
I'm ready.
Game 7 and a
baseball in Toronto,
in a packed Rogers Center. That's going to be insane. I guess Scherzer will be on the mound.
Yep.
I'm rooting for that. I'm definitely rooting for that. All right. Another big story that came up yesterday. Derrick Brooks. Derrick Brooks named as the new COO of USF Athletics. A seismic addition to what Rob Higgins has going on at USF. So I'm going to hit that. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk about the ramifications of that and what it does for USF. We'll get into some Buck stuff as well. Obviously, it's an off week for the Buccaneers, but the NFL week has already begun with that snooze fest last night of the Dolphins are just terrible. Please just give us some of your pass rushers, please, right now. And I'll take an inside linebacker, too. We are brought to you by the great folks at the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. If you're involved in an accident, you got to call the Jeeves Law Group. They know the local legal landscape. That's important. And they're big enough to go against the big insurance firms, small enough to make you a priority. The Jeeves Law Group actually offices in St. Pete and Tampa. Scott Jeeves visits both the offices and will meet with you. A free consultation, case evaluation at jeeveslawgroup.com, non-attorney spokesman. And, of course, Genesis of Tampa. We are doing Jamaica hurricane relief right now. Please order MREs from Amazon. This is how you do it. Go on Amazon, order the MREs, which is the little food things, the military food things. Ship them to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. You can look up the address. Doesn't take long to do it. Just ship it to them, and then we will take it. Genesis of Tampa will take it down with Gray Bull Rescue to Jamaica. You can also bring by any other accoutrement, canned goods, clothing, anything you got that you can help the folks in Jamaica who have been devastated by this incredibly ridiculous hurricane that just went through there. Genesis of Tampa, great community partner. Mike Murphy and the folks over there are awesome. And by the way, buy a new car, don't have to make a payment until 2026. So that's pretty cool too. Genesis of Tampa. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks in Riveters. Hey, they got a big costume contest going on tonight, so bring your best costume over there. Ron Burgundy may be emceeing tonight. I don't know.
Who's live?
Live emceeing from Ron Burgundy. That would be something special. Maybe in a glass case of menage. Anyway, Riveters
Tampa. Emotion.
Going over to Rivers Tampa tonight and have a great time at a costume contest. They have great food there as well. DJ be spinning it. So it's going to be a party over there at Rivers Tampa. So go on over, and always the best happy hour, 3 to 7 each and every day. Tons of great specials. Try the hazy IPA, which I love. They make it right there. Riveters Tampa has got to be your spot, just north of 275 on Dale Mabry, next to that old spaceship. And tell them JP sent you.
Tell the spaceship I said hi.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some of the great comments here before I go off on Derrick Brooks. What a great hire. Unbelievable. Silgio Biltress is in here this morning. He says Timmy is hungover, depressed Stars fan. That's what your costume is tonight.
Oh, that's what I am. I don't know. I'm not depressed.
Nailed it.
I expected a win from the Lightning. I don't know.
There you go. Sergio also says, Happy Halloween, Petermans and Ron Burgundy, or Nene JP, and Timmy, go Bolts. Nathan Elliott says hello to any degenerates out there. You just won't play along, will you?
He refuses.
He refuses. Danny Boy Kane says, good morning, gentlemen. I had a good podcast last night, and Tim, Rich Phillips was everything you said he was and then some. And he did say hello, by the way, when I was off the air. Danny Boy Kane has that podcast. Who they got, SMU this week?
Yep, SMU. Rich Phillips, the longtime voice of the SMU Mustangs.
He lost to Wake Forest. FSU has Wake Forest tomorrow. They're going to lose too.
You realize that Wake Forest loss by SMU was their first ever regular season ACC loss.
How about that? A
season and a half into your ACC existence, your first loss.
So SMU has 10 wins in the span that FSU has won. Over the last 11 games, FSU is the worst team in the ACC.
In the conference, yeah.
And by the way, Mike Norvell is not going to be the coach moving forward. In case you haven't figured that out. I've heard some people talk,
pre-fired, right? They call it pre-fired?
If he beats Wake Forest and then goes to Clemson, and then I'm like, what? Did you not? Did I tell you this? I actually went back and watched the Stanford game. That was an abomination.
It was pretty bad. I watched the second half.
Jumping off sides on a 25-yard field goal. And then if that's not enough, a field goal, by the way, that hits the upright and is no good. So they're getting no points out of this. But wait, dumbass is off sides. And not only was he off sides, but he didn't even try to block. He quit halfway. He goes off sides and then quits. Doesn't even block the kick. And then, if that weren't enough, he gets beat for the touchdown 2 plays later because he's lazy on an in route.
Ouch.
And if that weren't enough, he goes back to the bench. This is Edwin Joseph, I believe. I think that's who it was. He goes back to the bench, and Norvell comes out to confront him, and he blows off his head coach. And you know what Mike Norvell does? Puts him back in the game. Unbelievable. And not only that, I watched their red zone. I don't think they ever even practice it. I don't even think they practice at all, really. That is the worst coach football team I think I've seen. They do nothing well. And Stanford is just bullying them. Their backup quarterback gets hurt. So now they go to third string guy, and all he's doing is handing it off up the middle. And all they're doing is just running forward, bulldozing the Stanford boys, bulldozing Florida State, getting like 4, 5, 6 extra yards after the pile stops, and then the pile moves. I mean, that is such a lack of pride. Like you're just going to let these guys just steamroll you. You're not even going to put up a fight.
How do you score just 13 points against Stanford and only 3 in the second half?
I'm watching. I'm like, let me see this. Let me see what the route concept is here on the goal line. Okay, everybody's running a half-ass route and nobody's getting open. And Castellanos is looking the wrong way. He's a terrible quarterback. I'm sorry. I know he puts up some numbers, and these announcers kept saying this is the number 1 offense in the ACC. Yeah, take away the Kent State and the Eastern West Texas State, whatever the hell that team was, and they're not the number 1 offense at all. They suck. And Castellanos, tough kid, tries hard, They had a great touchdown run, leaped over, whatever. He's a high school quarterback that looks and then runs. And everybody knows it now, so they just mush rush him, and he can't even run because he's on it's such a freaking disaster. It's such a freaking disaster. And if your quarterback can't run and he's a runner, how about you put in another guy? Oh, well, he's not ready. Why isn't he ready? Why isn't Kevin Sperry ready? He's been there a year. Why is he not ready? Coach him up. I see freshman quarterbacks all over doing stuff. It is such an embarrassment. How the hell they beat Alabama? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell that was. But it was probably, guys were all bought in at that point, and everybody was happy, and they were getting their paycheck. And they had, a whole offseason to get ready, and clearly Alabama wasn't ready. And, you got to win. But it's almost more of an indictment. If you have the players and the ability, and the size and the speed to match up and beat Alabama, and you can't beat any of these other teams, I mean, that is such an indictment to your coaching and the program and the lack of effort, and it is a abject disaster. And Mike Norvell, I don't know what the hell happened after the snub, but this guy,
he's lost it.
He's a buffoon. It totally lost it. Lost the team. Lost his ability to communicate. I was listening to his press conference this past week, and I was just like, I was going to play some of it on the show, but it's such word salad. I mean, to make Kamala proud. It was just like, I'm like, what are you even talking about, bro? Like, it's so weird. He's just, it's just one cliche after another cliche after, we got a great opportunity. It's just sometimes you just got to, get over yourself and then, try hard. We'll try hard. And then it's an opportunity where, we haven't had a lot of great ones. I mean, the outcomes haven't been great, but here's another opportunity and a chance for you to respond. You can respond. And this is where we coach them up real good. And, we've had a week off, and guys are healing up a little bit. And, you just want to get that response back. That's what it is for like 25 minutes. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, do you even watch this? It's so embarrassing on so
someone
many
in the
levels.
Program say something to him about that?
I don't know. Like, somebody should, like, hey, maybe let's just keep it simple for the press conference, at least yes or no. Just keep it simple. Let's just not do that anymore. Maybe we'll get a clip and show it. It's so embarrassing. It's weird. It's actually really weird at this point. And I think that's how the players look at him. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's like when he walks out of the room after, they're like, okay, sure, coach. And that's on the players too. That's on the players too. That's they don't escape any of it. And it also goes to recruiting. You look at what Jason Light does, and I know it's NFL and it's different, and other programs do this. Other programs put a priority on character, playing hard, being smart. These have been Mike Norvell's teams are some of the dumbest football teams I've ever seen. They do some of the dumbest stuff, and I guess it's the players that they recruit. I don't know what they're looking for, but it's not high football IQ guys at all. At all. It's not guys that play hard. It's not guys that play. And as a recruiter, when you meet the kids, you could just tell a kid that's all about, wants to be on Instagram and all this and be an FSU player and all that, but doesn't play hard and football's not important to him. You could just see the type of kid that they're recruiting. They're quitters. And they don't care about the program. And I don't care if the guy runs a 4.3 and that's what he's about. He's not going to help you. First of all, he's going to be gone the next year. Investing in the guy is a waste of time. But it seems like this is all the type of players that we bring in. It is a disaster, and leadership needs to change like now. And I understand keeping them around, but whatever. Money.
How long? Okay, you make a coaching change at the end of the season. I know it depends on who you bring in and what he does. I get it. But and I don't know what the roster situation is. I don't know what their recruiting's like right now. But based on everything that you see now, how long of a recovery process in years is this going to be for the program?
Well, that's the beauty of the portal. I mean,
Right.
it's the beauty of the portal and the massive amount of resources that Florida State pours into football. I mean, you bring in, I think if you bring in a James Franklin, I don't know why he would come here. But if you were, actually, I think if I'm James Franklin, it's one of those things where I can't go anywhere but up. They're going to appreciate me. I mean, I win 10 games here. They're going to make a statue of me out here in this place. And it's true. It's 100% true. I'll take James Franklin right now. 100%. He'd win 90% of his ACC games. And when you're losing 90% of your ACC games, that's a good turnaround. That's a good return on investment, right?
Pretty good.
I would take him right now because he's everything that Mike Norvell is not. He's a program builder. He's a great communicator. He's a terrific recruiter. He understands the game. He understands what it takes to win at a high level. Now, I understand he's not the greatest game coach. I get that. But you know what? You can improve in that, and you can be better.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes some transcendent players to do so. So I know all the numbers on James Franklin not beating the top 10 guys. I get all that. I'm okay with it at this point. If you can build a program, build a solid foundation, recruit players that will play hard, and he does that, and recruit NFL players, and he does that with the facilities that they now have at Florida State, with the brand that they have at Florida State, with the ACC schedule that they have at Florida State. If I'm James Franklin, that looks like a great spot for me. And hopefully FSU can hire him and let Penn State pay him. I would, if I'm Mike Alford, I'm begging James Franklin to take this job. And I don't know if he's high on the list of other places. It just seems like everybody wants Lane Kiffin. And I got news for you. There's only one of them, and he may not leave Ole Miss.
I still don't think he's leaving. Yeah.
So I don't know. But I think you can turn it around rather quickly because of all those things I mentioned. There's still that's what is great about FSU. You have that brand and you have the money. They're paying top 15 NIL salaries. I mean, it's a great situation. It's a great job. You could argue it's better than the LSU job. Schedule's easier.
Yeah.
Not as high of expectations. We've got we've got a great fan base, but we're not crazy Cajuns like they are in LSU, and we're not toxic like they are in Gainesville. Some of these fan bases are just it's why Spurrier left. He loves the Florida Gators, but it was never good enough unless he won a national championship every year. He was constantly criticized, and that's why he went to the Redskins. And someplace, well, I think Florida State's a pretty damn good job. I think it's a better situation than those other places. I get it. It's better prestige in the SEC, but it depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
If you want to win, have best chance to win a national championship, I would argue Florida State's a much better, I won't say much better, but a better opportunity than Florida and LSU. Fair?
Oh, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Right? Because you're going, like, you look at that Florida schedule. There's no way you're going to a playoff with that schedule last year or this year. There's no way. Nobody's winning 10 games with that schedule. Nobody.
And if you are, you're a national champion.
Yeah. Maybe Nick Saban, but certainly not Billy Napier. But so it's if it's about getting to the playoff, hell, if you're at FSU, you should get to the playoff every year. Because if you got to figure, if you get to the championship game in the ACC, you're going to probably be in the playoff. And being the second best team in the ACC is a lot easier than being the fourth best team in the SEC, if I'm being completely honest, when you look at that Florida schedule. Now, I know some years there are some SEC schedules where you're like, wow, that's not that hard because they're non-conference. I think Georgia played a schedule, was it 2 or 3 years ago, that was ranked in like the 60s or 70s. Yeah. And because they missed all the big boys that particular year. So it can be cyclical, but I just think in general, if I'm James Franklin, I'd take the Florida State job over the other two. That's just me. What do you guys think? Rick says,
I think it's the best job right now because again, there's nowhere to go but up.
Hey, cue the Jack Daniels picture. Rick says the picture with Jack Daniels is Saturday afternoon for JP, usually without pants. The neighborhood watch keeps having to remind me.
Oh, that's true.
Mr. Peterson, please close the blinds. Rick also says, the Stu way of business, we need a sit-down interview with JP Burgundy and Stu. Oh, my God, that would be fantastic. So they tell me you've made a lot of money.
What did you do with it?
What did you do with it? Certainly didn't put it back into the team.
You think he'd think that was funny?
Did you really think you'd have two stadiums, one in Montreal and one in St. Petersburg? Did you really think that was going to work?
Yeah, you think he'd think that was funny?
No, I don't think so. Nor do I care. Michael LaRue says the Rays gamed the luxury tax so well that MLB had to tweak the rules. A lot of it was tied to attendance. Yeah. Big O and I had a kind of a little debate on this yesterday. There you go. There are no pants in that picture. You are correct. You just have to use your imagination, ladies.
I'd rather not. Hey, for all y'all know, I'm not wearing pants right now. That's my Halloween costume.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so O and I go watch the O show from yesterday, the Big O show. And, I was like, listen, that was always part of it's why they never marketed the team. Because Stu wanted to have low attendance so he could use the false narrative that he didn't have any money, and that's why the payrolls were low. And because that kind of makes sense if you don't know how revenue sharing works.
Yeah.
And some of the local media here, they constantly put this false narrative out. Oh, nobody shows up to the game. They can't pay a lot of money. Total false narrative. Because of all the revenue sharing and central fund money, the Rays were still spending by percentage the least or bottom three least amount in the league. They could have spent a hell of a lot more, but he wanted to hide behind this narrative. And also, if you're marketing the team, that costs money. If you're marketing outside your own little TV deal, that costs money. So he's like, why should I spend $20 million in marketing to maybe get another, 2,000 to 3,000 fans average? Because if I do that, then they're going to take away some of my revenue sharing money. So I'll just not market the team, keep the attendance low, be able to have the false narrative that I don't have money to spend and still rake in money in revenue, luxury tax. Brilliant. From a businessman standpoint, it was brilliant. And now you see other owners doing the same thing. And finally, Major League Baseball's gotten smart. And I think that's what finally pissed off the commissioner more than anything, was they finally realized how he was gaming the system and lying to them about it being Hillsborough's fault and St. Pete's fault. He can't get a stadium done. Nobody will help me, blah, poor me. And they finally realized, maybe listening to this show, that he was lying. He was lying. And he's been gaming them and the system forever. And they said, that's enough. You're going to sell the team to these folks right here who are going to get a stadium done in Tampa. Rick says Stu is nervous. No snap benefits for him tomorrow. Hey, it's not funny. I just looked up ESPN at the gym. Does Cam Newton always dress like that?
Yes.
Every single show. For
Oh, that is what he looks like, and it bothers me to no end. It drives me crazy the way he dresses.
I've told this story many times, but since Cam Newton was brought up, I don't know, it was towards the end of his career in Carolina, and Bucks were up there. I was doing a game for MOR, so I was in the Panthers locker room, or around the. He was moving. Yeah, he was moving from the Panthers locker room to the podium, and he was literally wearing a grandma net and a dress, grandmother's, like a grandmother dress and a net, like a hairnet. He was dressed like a grandma, and it wasn't Halloween. It was, and I just watched as he's moving through the locker room, and his teammates are just like, and they just lost. They just got their ass kicked, and it's like, I guess when you're winning, going to the Super Bowl and not diving on the football fumble, at least then it's tolerant. But when you're like a 4-12 team, and he's doing that, this is weird.
I don't know that it's really ever tolerated, JP. So that creates rifts and crap in your team. They may not be public rifts, but your teammates question your sanity when you do crap like that. And look, I'm not saying don't be yourself. Be yourself. Just, you know what? Be ready for the consequences if you're going to be yourself to that extent. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not telling anybody to don't go dress the way you want. I'm just saying it's going to cause things. Just be prepared for that, or maybe tone it back when you need to. That's all.
Right. It's the NFL. But it's an NFL. You got all these alphas in there. It's like, okay. Nathan Elliott says, has Norvell been hanging out in the same strip clubs and weed shops as Dolphin coach Mike McDaniel? Well, he didn't wear sunglasses at night like Mike McDaniels does, which is for obvious reasons. But Mike's just a weird dude. He's gotten weird. He seemed normal, but post snub, I don't know what the hell that is. Mr. King says, with the advent of NIL and transfer portal, if I'm an 18-year-old kid, why would I go to FSU when Miami and UF are there? Well, I would say, number one, Miami's just a different experience. There's no on-campus vibe in terms of college. It's like a metropolitan school. It's not very pretty. I don't know. You like palm trees, but it's not like Gainesville, especially Florida State. FSU's campus is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the game day atmosphere is insane at Florida and FSU compared to Miami. Now, Miami, once a year, Notre Dame comes in or Florida State comes in. It's a nice atmosphere. But playing in a pro stadium like that's half filled, it's the same thing that USF battles. Compare that to FSU, a packed stadium, freaking Osceola coming out with the freaking flaming spear, all that. The kids love that stuff. And by the way, the campus life at Florida State, very nice. And this is something that Bobby used for years and years and years. Is FAMU is right across the street, and it has a very vibrant college, black college life, black fraternities, sororities. And when guys came on recruiting trips, they would take them over there, the black players, and they felt very much at home in that way. I'm just keeping it real. And there was that. So there was that. It was like being socially at a HBCU, but playing on Saturday in a major college football. Yeah. It's very unique atmosphere, very unique. And so it was, and it was, I think it was a recruiting advantage for Florida State, and still is. So yeah, that's why I think that's why. But pays a lot of money, and their program's humming right now. They still haven't won jack shit though. Right? No disrespect, but for 20 years since you joined the ACC, you haven't won it. So, I don't know, Mr. King, if that's so attractive for recruits. And UF, listen, why would they go to FSU instead of UF? I think their game day atmospheres are very similar. It's just a matter of preference. You don't want to play in the SEC. And again, you want to play in the SEC and get beat up every week? Go ahead. You want to come to FSU and put up some numbers? Yeah. I don't know. It just depends what you're looking for. And I think a lot of it has to do with the coaches and the recruiting, and the culture that you build. That's more than anything. And right now, no one wants to be part of the FSU culture unless you get paid a lot of money and you're just doing it for the money.
I always thought going to school at Miami, and I've never been to the campus, but I've talked to people who did. Talked to Michael Irvin about going there. Used to talk way back in the day to Russell Maryland about going there, to Cowboys. Yeah. And it always got the vibe like it's like going to college at a mall.
Yeah.
Like you're there to do what you're there to do, but anything fun you want to do, you got to go you got to go somewhere else to do it.
Well, and that's back in that time. That was the whole Luther Campbell thing. They had the club across the street with the strippers.
And I heard so many stories about that.
All that stuff. Man, that's documented in the the documentary. And they're paying the players, and they were hanging out at the nightclub. They weren't going to school. I told you, Bobby knew all this was going on, and he never said a word. He never said a word in public. He said it to me in private, and because he knew I mentioned it to him because I knew what was going on. Some of my friends were playing down there, guys I played high school football with. So I knew everything that was going on down there, and I said, Coach, you in those times that we'd sit right before the camera started rolling, my old high school teammates is a grad assistant down there. And, you know what's happening. Oh, yeah, buddy. I know, buddy. That gummit.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew. And you had to recruit against that. But you couldn't say anything publicly. But good for them. I mean, it was a definite it was a vibe, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
now
especially back then, you're just a few years removed from SMU getting the death penalty for pulling all that stuff. So that was very hush-hush thing back in the day.
Yeah, it was a vibe, man. It was even as a Seminole, you hated it, and you hated it because you knew they were cheating. And FSU was paying their players too. I'm not saying they weren't. Sure. We didn't have a club across the street with hookers and blow, but as far as I know. Yeah, I don't know.
If you did, you didn't know about it, right?
I would have known about it. Let's be honest. Lonnie Wilson said the ladies should dress up as the Trop for Halloween. No top. I like that, Lonnie. I like that. And you'd have to have eau de mildew on you.
Yeah, you have to stink. You have to just stink.
Bucks Baser said, I truly hope the Bucks made calls after last night to the Dolphins to get their middle linebacker or edge rusher. Like it's a no-brainer what Light needs to do. I agree with you, Bucks Basement. I am right there with you, brother. There's a couple players on that defense we could definitely use.
Matthew
no
Judon?
Question about it.
Is he one of them?
No, 15 and Chubb and Phillips. The edge rushers that could be available.
Jalen Phillips. Well, I hear they're trying to deal Judon too, but he's 33. He's, I don't know.
I think there's some mid-round. You could give up a fourth and get those guys or third. Yeah. And the inside linebacker would be nice too. No question. Bucks Basement said, where is it? The Bucks draft pick this year is going to be in the late round, so probably won't be able to get any qualified edge in the first at our position. Yeah, I mean, this is part of it. If you trade a first round pick, and I wouldn't, first of all, you're not going to be able to get anybody. You Trey Hendrickson for one. They want 2 1s. They want 2 1s for Max Crosby. We're
ridiculous.
Not doing that. No, not doing that. But there's the mid-level pass rushers I think can help you. But again, if Reddick's coming back, I think inside linebacker is a bigger priority, frankly. Because those guys can really, really change your defense. Josh B 7815 says, I don't think the kids care about the atmosphere like that anymore. I think they do. When it's dramatically different, I mean, I think they do. Everybody wants to play in front of a full house. And you got to remember, Josh, that it's now if one team is offering $1 million and the other one's offered 200,000. No, the atmosphere is not that good. It doesn't matter. To your point, if that's your point, I would agree with that. But if typically the offers are going to be similar, if it's a good player, the offers are probably going to be similar. And in that sense, you've got all the other things that you're going to culture, coach, recruiter, social life, all those things I think do matter. Because now, and that's the thing, everybody can pay now. With revenue sharing, everybody can pay something. So, what else we got here in the comments? We love you folks. If you go to Stu's house, check your candy for slapdick prospects. Lonnie's on fire today.
Yes.
David Moser said, did you all ever see the ESPN series Playmakers? It only aired one season. If you've seen it, you wouldn't know why. Yes, we all saw, well, not all of us, but I saw Playmakers, and I remember when I first saw it, Timmy, I was like, damn, I can't believe ESPN partners with the NFL. I can't believe the NFL is allowing them to do this. Like, I was like, whoa, because it was real. It was real.
I've never watched it, but I've heard it.
Oh, it was all the seedy underbelly of the NFL, steroids.
That's why it was only one season.
Drugs, alcohol, and women, everything JP Burgundy loves. All and it was so realistic. It was really, really well done. And it's sudden, and everybody watched it. So it's like, why did it go away? Total pressure from the NFL.
Yeah.
1000%. Yeah. That was, I wonder if you could even find that anymore. Like on YouTube or something.
Playmakers.
Yeah. See if it's even available. Buck Spaven says, we beat the Pats. They're tremendously overrated. They beat no one except the Bills on a bad night. Bills is the toss-up, and Rams is the only certified L after these 3 games. Psyched gets lighter. Schedule gets lighter. Yeah, absolutely it does. We've been talking about that for a long time. That's why you got to, I make a deal.
You can watch Playmakers on YouTube, on ESPN's YouTube channel.
Okay.
Or on Amazon.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to try that on Prime. Wow. Prime's obviously a partner of the NFL. I'm surprised they make that available. Interesting. But maybe they've heavily edited it.
You think it's edited now? Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go watch. Sergio Bilter says, yes, I agree. Inside linebacker is more of a need, at least for depth. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, we will reach out to Scott Carter and talk a little Florida, Georgia. And it's a big game for Florida. They have a chance to win this game. I think it's going to be very interesting. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Make sure you get your insurance checkup, folks. 813-877-7799. They have great customer service agents standing by. Ask for Charity. She's amazing. And they will shop around your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your auto insurance, life insurance, any insurance, these business insurance. And they will hopefully be able to save you money. You never know. Let them do all the work. You save all the money. It's not what you earn. It's what you keep. And you got to pay for insurance. So pay as little as possible. ItalianoInsurance.com, 813-877-7799. Back in 3. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Don'tGoUncovered.com. Open enrollment is going on right now. Make sure that you have your health insurance lined up for 2026. And because a lot of these health insurance companies are pulling out, you might need some new coverage. That's what's going on with me. So I called Don'tGoUncovered.com, the great agents over there. Got me a new health plan for the upcoming year. That's how it works. Save me some money, too. So check it out. Don'tGoUncovered.com. If you're paying too much for your health insurance, call them up. They may be able to find you a subsidy or a lower priced plan that will work for you. Don'tGoUncovered.com. Great folks over there. Great customer service. Been working with them for about 5-6 years now. Saved me literally thousands and thousands of dollars. They can do it for you as well. Don'tGoUncovered.com. All right. We got Scotty on. Got Carter available?
I do not see him. Nope. Don't see him.
I texted you to call him.
Oh.
All
right. One moment, please.
One moment, please. Stand by. Yes. By the way, I did not. I teased the whole Derrick Brooks thing for our last segment. Got a little carried away with you, great commenters. And yes, Derrick was named as the COO of USF. What a great get for Rob Higgins. I mean, can you imagine a guy of this class, charisma, gravitas? I mean, he brings it all. A Tampa Bay icon to talk to your football players, bring him in to talk to your basketball. He's going to work with the football and basketball teams. Your hype man. I mean, can you imagine Derrick Brooks working out in the gym with you guys? I mean, it's such a great movie, such a great fit for USF. I mean, his daughter plays softball there, so he's always been around USF, been around for a long time, working with the Vinnick School of Broadcasting over there in his role with USF. So, and Rob and Derrick worked to bring the Super Bowl here during COVID. They've done so many great collaborations already, and now with the move possibly into a new conference, and it's the similarities with Leroy Selman are just off the charts. And I think it's going to be an absolutely tremendous marriage. And Derrick's going to join us next week as they get set to take on UTSA in a big ESPN Thursday night clash. So we'll talk to Derrick next week about his new COO role at USF. All right, let's talk some Florida versus Georgia, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. I can say that because it's my show. We welcome in Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com. What's up, Scotty? How are you, buddy?
JP, I'm doing well, man. Heading up to Jacksonville as we speak. See how tomorrow goes. And, it's always fun up there. Last time we were going to do it in Jacksonville for a couple of years, though.
That's right. You're coming to Tampa in 2027, I believe, correct?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
It'll be down in Tampa, next year up in Atlanta. So hopefully it'll be a good game tomorrow and a good atmosphere as always. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who didn't even sleep last night, so they're still up this morning doing no telling what.
Yeah, for people who don't know, like kind of explain the scene. When you get there today, that parking lot's going to be full. That's why they call it the world's largest outdoor cocktail. A day before the game, it's going to be full, right?
Oh yeah, the RV area is, I'm sure, packed, and some people come into town, to stay all week and play golf and go to the beach or whatever they want to do, other than drink. I mean, we obviously know drinking is the number one thing. But but it's a good time, and it's just like I always tell people, it's my favorite game each year because there's no other game I've ever been to quite like it, and you like to see a good game as well. The Gators are looking to try to spoil the Bulldogs season a little bit, but Georgia's owned the rivalry lately, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, they have. But last year's game was, I thought, very competitive. I mean, the Gators tied it up late and had an opportunity to win that game. And I think this is a better, more talented Gator team this year. And I think Georgia's defense is not what it's been in years past. So I know the Gators are kind of, to some people are reeling. I like their chances. I think this is an interesting spot with Billy Gillespie taking over. I get a sense that this offense will be a little bit more wide open. So what everybody's been asking for, and one of the reasons Napier got fired. How do you see that matchup between Lagway, who's gotten healthy, we hear, right, and this Georgia defense?
Well, Lagway had success last year. Florida was leading there in the second quarter.
Yep.
He hurt his hamstring, and he had to leave. And the game changed certainly at that point. He's not played as well this season as he did last season, but he is healthy. I'll be interested to see what Billy Gonzalez does do with the offense. I think you maybe see some more diversity there, maybe open up the playbook a little bit. Certainly that would be advantageous because Georgia will not have any look at whatever they've been working on the last 2 weeks. There's no film of what Billy Gonzalez is going to do. So you gotta think that's in favor of the Gators. And Georgia, I was looking through their stats. I mean, they're a good defense, but not a dominant defense as we've seen some years in the past. They've only got, I think, 8 sacks through 7 games. So if the Gators can protect Lagway, give him time, get Jordan Ball going early, I do think the running game is going to be key for Florida. I think they have to establish that to win this game because on the flip side, Gunnar Stockton, Georgia's quarterback, he's a very good decision maker. 10 touchdowns, just 1 interception all season. And Georgia's shown that it can win conservatively. It can win in a shootout like an Ole Miss, and it can come back. I think in 3 of their 4 wins in the league, they trailed in the second half. So they've done it a lot different ways.
Scott Carter joining us here from FloridaGators.com. It's the Gator Report brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group. We have a question from Blind Squirrel Sports who asks, sounds like Georgia goes into this game as healthy as they've been all season, most notably on the offensive line. And how banged up are the Gators in this one? I know they'll be missing a couple receivers, correct?
Yeah, Aiden Mizell and obviously Vernell Brown III will not play. I think they've got 8 guys listed out. Jacoby Jackson, the running back, is going to miss, I think, his 3rd straight game. A lot of the names are the ones familiar. I think where Florida is better off than last game is they're getting some of the pieces in the secondary back. I mean, without 3 of their regular starters for the Mississippi State game, most of it. I think they're getting Jordan Castell, Cormani McClain, and I'm missing the other one, but they're getting those guys back, Sharif Denson. So that's going to be key, but Georgia is pretty healthy compared to Florida, so that's going to be something the Gators will have to work to overcome.
All right, defensively against Gunnar Stockton, and that he's shown he can run the ball, he can throw it. How does the Gator defense match up against Georgia's offense?
Well, Florida's defense is kind of middle of the pack in the SEC. It's been pretty solid for the most part. They've kept the Gators in about every game. They've gotten some turnovers here. I think the biggest issue is kind of like Georgia. Florida's pass rush has not quite been what I expected. Happened George Gumbs Jr. They haven't been as dominant as they were at the end of last season when Florida got on that run. And when you're playing against a good decision maker and ball control quarterback like Stockton, anytime you can get back and pressure him some, that's only going to help. So I think that's going to be key for them to get some pressure, maybe force Georgia into some uncharacteristic mistakes. But Georgia will also be trying to do what Florida wants to do, establish the run. I think they're averaging about 190 some yards per game on the ground. So that's going to be an emphasis for Florida's defense. How can they stop and slow down that attack?
Scott, the Florida season obviously has not gone as planned. Sub 500. That's a nice way to say it, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Entering the game against Georgia, it's obviously a huge rivalry game. It's a national rivalry game. It's recognized around the country as one of the big ones. Doesn't matter what the records are. How much of this thing going into it is, look, our season's kind of shot. Let's go ruin theirs too, because a loss for Georgia has huge playoff implications and huge SEC standings implications.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game when one of the rivals is down. I mean, it does make the other season to pull this upset. And that's certainly part of Florida's motivation against Georgia. I think the big question, Tim, is just, where are they mentally? You have a coaching change, you have a bye week. A lot of guys in this day and age of college football, they're probably, some of them are thinking, well, if Billy Napier's not here, I'm not going to be here. So you gotta wonder how much they're going to be into this game as a player, as a competitor. I think most of these guys realize, anytime you step on the field, you have to give it your all, because NFL scouts are watching. That's what all these guys want to do eventually. So I think you'll see a good effort from the Gators. Billy Gonzalez talked about it this week. He said the attitude is really good. He says all guys handle something like a coaching change mid-season differently. Some guys move on pretty fast. Some guys, it takes them a little bit to get over it. And I think that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. How do the Gators come out? I think they got to come out really kind of try to punch Georgia early and let them know it's going to be a game, because if Georgia comes out and takes control, gets a double-digit lead or something, then you might see a bad game. So we'll see. I do expect Florida to hang up with them.
Yeah, I do too. I think, I don't know. You're closer to it, Scott, obviously, how, sometimes you fire coaches and the coaches are beloved and the players get really pissed off and they just kind of like, whatever, I'll just collect my paycheck and kind of like, but I don't know. What is the sense? Was this when Napier was fired? Was there or was there a sense of, okay, let's pick up the pieces and see what we got left here?
Well, I think one of the things that struck me after the move in the coaching, Napier had a players-only meeting right after he found out on that Sunday morning, and he didn't even want any of the staff or assistant coaches in there. It was just the players and Napier. And the players have been kind of reluctant to talk about it publicly, but I do know the message was, guys, you guys have never quit under me. Don't quit under these guys. Go out and finish for.
Did we lose him?
We might have lost him. It's a good point he was making, though.
Yeah,
really
it was.
Really good point. And that's, and kudos to Napier for that, because a lot of guys could sulk away. I mean, he got fired after a win, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
He got fired after a win and playing one of the, I think we did lose him. Yeah, one of the toughest schedules in, ever. And I'm like, wow, that's tough. We don't need to. I think we got the.
If he calls back, I'll answer it, but I think we're okay. I'll text him.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I did. Because I don't want, I'm disturbing him while he's driving. We don't want any accidents or anything. It's just, I really expect a spirited effort from the Gators. And I think, frankly, you saw it last year. There was no quit in this team. And these are a lot of the same guys. So I expect them to go out. And how can you not get fired up for this atmosphere? What is the spread on this? I'll guess the spread. I'll say Georgia 7.5. Georgia 7.5.
See if they've even got it here.
And I would
about Georgia 7.5.
Bingo.
There you go.
If I was betting the game, I might go Georgia and buy that half point. But I think Florida, you can make the case that they can win this game. Because Lagway, you saw him, and Scott mentioned this in the first quarter and a half. He was tearing up Georgia last year, and then he got the hamstring injury.
Yeah,
I mean, and we forget that Lagway's 6'5", 245 pounds, and when he's healthy, he is a weapon. He's a 5-star quarterback. And he hasn't. And it was interesting. Gonzalez said something this week that I thought was really interesting. He said, you know, you don't get better in the passing game if you're not practicing full speed with the wide receivers. He's been the wide receivers coach with wide receivers and quarterbacks going full speed, which tells me maybe they haven't done a lot of that when Napier was coach. And now maybe since he took over, he's put a lot more emphasis. And listen, I know you're not going to revamp an offense in 2 weeks, but you can get a lot done in terms of the execution of the passing game. If you're working, you know, hard and full speed with your receivers, things can get better, especially if you haven't been doing a lot of that. And it looks like to me when they play, when I've seen the Gators play, guys are open, he's missing them. And if you're not just repping that time and time again with all the different receivers that you have, it's going to look that way on the field. So maybe, you know, and listen, you hit 3 or 4 big ones in a game like this, that could be the difference in the game. And even though Mizell is out and Vernell Brown III is out as well, you still got Dallas Wilson, who's a freaking stud. Sturdivant, another big kid, 6'3". You got Trey Wilson, who's completely electric, the kid from Gaither. You got Jaden Baugh, the running back, who's been really, really good. They got a good offensive line. So this Gator offense, if they can find, and everybody's thought Napier's play calling and his handling of the offense was the issue. Well, we'll see. It's only been 2 weeks. I get it, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. 3:30. Where is that? CBS or is he at ESPN? It's ESPN now, is it? Yeah.
That is an ESPN game.
So used to Vern Lundquist.
Oh man, I know it.
Doing the Florida-Georgia game.
He'd be doing Big Ten football now. How gross is that?
Who's calling the game tomorrow? The 3:30 game.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna be weird not hearing Vern Lundquist's voice though. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really, really good football game. I'm looking forward to watching that one. No question, because FSU plays tomorrow night? I think a night game against Wake Forest. So I'll be,
I think so,
watching that liquored up. I know a lot of folks that are going. It's homecoming this week at Florida. You imagine Wake Forest, who's what? I don't know, are they 6-2?
Yeah, 6-2 right now.
Wake Forest homecoming. Mike Norvell, I don't think his job's on the line. I think his job's already done. But I'm going to just be interested to see what it looks like. Because it looked really bad against Stanford. Really freaking bad.
I mean, if they keep playing I know there's only a handful of games left. If they keep having showings you just let them go. Don't wait till the end of the season. Just get it done. At this point, it's a distraction.
It is. And it's embarrassing moments like this that you have to put up with. I mean, Mike Norvell's going to run out of the tunnel at homecoming, and you think, and the head coach,
does anybody
Mike
care?
Norvell, boo, boo,
dude.
I mean, he's going to get booed. He's certainly not going to get cheered. I mean, maybe you don't boo the guy, but he's not going to get cheered.
These are college kids, JP. Of course, they're going to boo.
Well, yeah, the students might boo.
The students.
I hope it doesn't get ugly, because that does nothing for your program. I mean, there's probably going to be recruits there, or maybe not. Maybe it's smart enough not to bring them.
Maybe they're not. They're not.
Or invite them. They were all there for the Miami game. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. This is with keeping him. This is part of the problem. You have a lot of embarrassing moments. But I think the difference is $10 million if you keep him and the staff through the season. If you fire midseason, it's another $10 million. I mean, it's not chump change, especially at Florida State right now. You're not like you're counting your pennies, but there's no reason to just throw away. If you're looking for your new coach anyway, I mean, what's the difference behind the scenes? And I think they are. Pretty sure they are. Recruiting. Yeah, I guess you want to get started with the new recruit, but nobody's hired James Franklin. Nobody's hired Lane Kiffin, and you're not going to be able to hire Lane Kiffin. So he goes. I mean, it looks like right now he's going to the SEC championship game first week,
least, yeah,
and then into the playoff. So he's going to be busy till freaking late December, maybe longer. And so you're not getting any. If you're Florida or LSU and you think you're getting Lane Kiffin, and then are you waiting on him?
That's my question. Are you gonna wait out this hiring cycle for Lane Kiffin if you've got other guys available? Are you gonna risk it? Are you gonna risk someone going and taking up James Franklin?
Yeah.
While you're waiting on Lane Kiffin, who may not even leave?
I mean, if I'm Mike Alford, I have James Franklin in the bag right now, and you're just waiting for the season to end, and you have an agreement with him, and you're just waiting for the season to end. You save the Norvell money, and then boom, you announce him right after the Gator game. That would be my plan if I were him. But obviously you got to get the deal together and get everything right. And then he hits the ground running. If not him, who is it? We'll see. But all these, if you're waiting on Lane Kiffin, he may not leave. And if you're Florida, if you're waiting on Lane Kiffin, he might go to LSU. And if you're LSU, he might go to Florida, or he might stay. I mean, but what are you going to do? Wait it all out? Then what's the use of, firing the guy early? You've got no advantage. You haven't gotten recruiting going, anything like that. So I don't know. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. I want to hit the Derrick Brooks thing a little bit more. We'll talk a little World Series, and we got to talk about the LSU situation. Speaking of LSU.
Yeah, I kind of kicked that off yesterday with my report that the governor's involved and said that Scott Woodward will not have an influence on the new hire, and now we know why, because he got fired, or he's getting fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. Get out of here. All right. We are brought to you by the great folks at On-Site Construction and Restoration. OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the website. Go check out all their 5-star reviews. And Kingmakers Tampa, this beautiful place that we are right now, KingmakersTampa.com. It is a private club, but you can become a member, and you can use this beautiful production facility we have right here. That's all part of the deal. We have a golf simulator. We have a sports bar. We have offices here, private offices that you can use, shared office space that you can use. It is a really, really cool space. So if you're a young or old entrepreneur looking for a midtown Tampa place to call home, Kingmakers Tampa is a great way to go about it. Network with some of your brethren and make a great business move out of it. KingmakersTampa.com is the website. Get a free tour. Come see me and say hello to the JP Peterson Show right here. If you come during 10 to 12, we'll let you in and see this incredible extravaganza that we have going on here. KingmakersTampa.com. Back at 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Oh, we've got a frozen JP.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this Halloween Friday, Football Friday. Am I frozen?
No, you were. You're good now.
I'm frozen on my stuff. Yes, welcome back. Brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. Cafe Paradiso this weekend for you guys. Why not go over there and have a great traditional Italian meal, number 3 on Open Table. In terms of reviews, I've been there so many times, and I love the lasagnas. Fantastic, folks. The chicken marsala, amazing. The wine list. It's just a great experience. Cafe Paradiso. The moment you walk in are greeted. Great service there. That whole team has been together for 30 years, and Paulo directs the whole thing, and it's fantastic. You feel like you're in a cafe somewhere in Roma. It's paradisotampa.com is the website. Go check it out. Better yet, just get a reservation and go there this weekend. You will not regret it. For special occasions as well. It's fantastic. All right, I was talking a little bit about the Derrick Brooks thing, and yesterday, Rob Higgins, of course, in his inimitable way, doing some social media stuff at 6 o'clock in the morning with Derrick in the background. I just think it's such a great marriage. Derrick has been around here post-playing days and been a leader in the community in so many ways. And he and Rob have worked on bringing Super Bowls here and so many different things. And I think you'll see Derrick at fundraising, talk about fundraising. I mean, when Derrick Brooks comes in, I mean, he just has that gravitas and the charisma that you just, I just think it's such a great hire, especially in a situation where, he's been on the board of trustees at Florida State. He knows college football inside and out. He knows how to fundraise, and he knows, just as an asset for the players, being around the university. And, I think a recruiter, I mean, you're getting imagine, Derrick Brooks calling you as if you're a linebacker in the state of Florida or anywhere. And like, hey, this is Derrick Brooks. You better come to USF. I'm going to come down there and smack your chest off. Like he told Torrey Holt, I'm going to knock your chest off. And he did actually. So yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. Congratulations to Derrick. He will join us at some point next week as USF gets back into it with a Thursday night game against UTSA. So there you go. The
Roadrunners.
All right. What else are we going to get to? What else were we going to get to?
Are you scared of a team that's the mascots, they're Roadrunners? I mean,
not really.
In the world of intimidating mascots,
I mean, it's better than fighting artichokes. Where does the Fighting Artichoke rank?
I don't know, I'd be more scared of that because it's a fighting
Chanticleers?
artichoke.
It's a
Like,
fighting
even a
artichoke.
fighting
It's just not a
artichoke-
regular eating artichoke. It's a fighting.
I hate artichokes.
I think that can be very intimidating. I was the LSU situation. So, Governor, I mean, how crazy has college football gotten at this point? $60 million buyouts. Teams don't even whatever. We want a new coach. We got to have a new coach. Fan bases are crazy. You have governors. Governors are firing ADs now and saying they're not going to make the choice. The governor is who's going to choose the new LSU coach. Governor Landry, is he going to make the choice?
Putting a committee together, JP. It's a committee.
Committee.
You know why? I figured out why.
What?
Well, LSU is what? It's a state school.
Yes.
Who pays the state? So unless a booster comes through or a group of boosters to pay that buyout, who has to pay the buyout? The taxpayers. So now this is yes. This is now a government situation. That's why the governor is involved, because that buyout has to be paid by the state, by the taxpayers.
Wait a minute. I thought these
where
contracts
the money comes from.
Well, not at Florida State, and not at most colleges, because that's the college football coach gets paid by the boosters, by the booster organization. I think there's a portion of their salary that's just like a state employee salaries, but the majority of it comes from the athletic department, and specifically the boosters. The booster funds? That's the way I understand most contracts are done. Yeah, the booster funds. I don't know. I don't think it comes from the state. That buyout is not coming from the state.
That's the story I read this morning.
Interesting.
And it wasn't from Bucks Nation on Facebook.
No, well, I mean, I guess everything's different, and it depends on what state and what the contract says and how they handle it. But I know in most places that's how it's done, and it's done that way because of these situations. You don't want the highest paid state employee being Nick Saban, or in this case, a knucklehead coach like Brian Kelly. That just doesn't, they make more than the governor. They make more than everybody. Yeah, by light of, and if you have to do a buyout, there's no way people are going to swallow that. But I guess that maybe that's why the governor is involved. Either way, it seems silly.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It seems absolutely silly. And by the way, so we have a board. You're going to put together a committee or a board to choose the new coach. Jesus Christ, what's that going to look like?
It's like yesterday, whenever I talked about this, and when I saw the quotes, and I said, isn't that Scott Woodward, the AD? Isn't that his main job? Again, I know there's other athletic programs involved in the university, but football's kind of the big one. The coach of the football team's kind of the big hire, right, by the AD. If he's not doing that, what do they need him for? Well, apparently now they don't, because they're letting him go. They're parting ways. And what program is going to hire this guy now? Well, he's responsible for the two biggest buyouts in the history of college football.
Right. Yeah, Woodward. Yeah, the Jimbo Fisher buyout. Now the Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, will you want to go to LSU where you don't even know who the athletic director is? So if you're trying to hire Lane Kiffin, or is it better to go to Florida where Scott Strickland is the athletic director?
Right.
I don't know what situation. Which begs the question: why would you leave Ole Miss if you're in a here's the thing.
He won't.
If you're in a situation like Lane Kiffin is right now, where money's not going to be an object, and he said, it's not going to be about the money, which is easy to say when you've made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, when you have all of it.
Yeah, it's not going to be about the money. Okay, great. So you don't know what the administration, you don't know who you're going to be working for in terms of an AD and LSU, and if it's a committee or the governor, even worse, who wants to be part of that? And if you're going to Florida with their quote toxic fan base, according to Tim Brando, who's going to be your boss there? Scott Strickland? Okay, how long is he going to be around for? I with his track record of hiring football coaches, probably not wrong. Basketball, not too bad. Well done.
Right.
But again, these are a lot of unknowns, and you're sitting here doing your hot yoga in Oxford. You got a big home. Your daughter's going to school there. You got all the money in the world. You're in the SEC. You got money to pay players. I mean, why would you leave a situation like that? And you're obviously thriving there, and let's not forget Lane's journey, at being hired by the Raiders at 31 years old. And then Al Davis saying he got conned into hiring you. The Janikowski 76-yard field goal.
It was so crazy.
The Tennessee disaster. I mean, it's a checkered past. And he'd be the first one to admit that he was very immature about handling a lot of those situations.
Sure.
And now at 50, he's a totally different man, as we all do. We all grow up. And he's thriving in that situation. If I were him, I wouldn't leave. Nope. I wouldn't leave. When you have a quality of life like that and you're the king of Oxford and you have every, and I know the family a little bit, and trust me, Lane is extremely happy. He loves where he's at. It's a wonderful time in his life, and he's got everything he could ever want and a lot of autonomy to do whatever the hell he wants to do. Why would you leave? For a lot of unknowns and a lot of pressures. You're in the same conference. You're playing the same teams. And if you're Florida or LSU and you're sitting around waiting for Lane Kiffin to make up his mind, I don't know. I think it puts those programs in a lot of limbo, and that's where everybody is right now. And it's college football is crazy, and we've been talking about this for years now about Armageddon. And listen, college football is not ceasing tomorrow. It's not going to blow up.
Yeah.
But it's just getting less and less palatable for longtime fans to take all this shenanigans. And from a money standpoint, good God, Matt Rule just got his contract. Rule.
How about that?
He's got a $90 million buyout. Matt Rule. Are you effing kidding me? Like the four conferences have got to adopt a bylaw that limits these buyouts, because clearly the ADs can't do it by themselves. And these board of trustees cannot, they're they get so freaked out by Jimmy Sexton or whoever saying you're going to lose your coach. And he's not even having that great. I mean, it's not that great a year. And Matt Rule, I think we know what he's about. I don't get it. And so something has to be done. They need to bylaw in these four major conferences where they all agree buyouts are limited to 10, 15%. That's it. You can do it. And if you're, that, or the NCAA, which I know they're toothless, but at least they could do something like that covers the entire college football scene.
Right.
And it's not collusion. If you agree to it and the bylaws are all done and everyone agrees to it, then, there's not like there's a coaching union that you're going to have to bargain with. It's just, you can make bylaws and we're not going to pay, and everybody does it and agrees to it. We're not going to pay more than 10% buyouts. That's it.
So I saw rules buyout at 71 million.
71 million. Okay.
Yeah. And now technically the buyout in quotes is only 15 million, but because of the guaranteed money in his contract, you have to add that to it. So the technical buyout is only 15, but they added a shit ton of guaranteed money to his contract.
So you have to limit buyouts and guaranteed money.
Yeah. You got to do both.
And you can do that. Just codify it. It's not, but it's otherwise. I mean, every school, every major school is going to be sitting here with a freaking ridiculous buyout and all this money getting sucked out of the system, going to a handful of dudes who were unsuccessful. And a lot of them became unsuccessful when they got the big contract, which tells you maybe they didn't work that hard, which is really bad.
Yep.
Blind Squirrel Sports says, but I'm told that Brooks being a FSU graduate from, Brooks being an LSU graduate from Hammond could factor into the equation. Who are we talking about here? Oh, Josh Brooks. Blind Squirrel says, Michael, I've heard some Josh Brooks to LSU rumors. But I wouldn't leave Athens for a lateral move that has the governor watching over my shoulder. Yeah. Again, why would Lane Kiffin or anyone want to go to a situation like that? Rick says,
why would you leave Georgia in that position for LSU? Like that thing's a mess.
Yeah, it seems like it. Rick says Chief Osceola throws the spear through Norvell's chest. He immediately goes out and plays quarterback.
Nice.
Who? Chief Osceola or Norvell? Chief, yeah. That might draw some cheers. I don't know. Just kidding. Michael LaRue says the NFL replay system used to work well when it relied on indisputable video evidence. Now it feels like they just go with whatever New York thinks happened.
Nameless New York.
It is so weird right now. I don't get it. Yeah. All right. Anything else we got to get to here today?
I don't think so. No Bucks this weekend. So
no Bucks this weekend.
Lots of free time to spend with your family or go get drunk with your friends. You make the decision. I know which one I'm doing.
I got a tennis event to MC tomorrow with Luke and Murphy Jensen.
Are you gonna be on the court?
I might find my way out
with
there.
One of those Madonna microphones while you're playing, and you're in your little shorts and you're.
Well, we're raising money for a cancer foundation.
Very nice.
And it's really quite an incredible story. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Luke and Murphy Jensen will be out there at Avila tomorrow. Invitation only, so don't try to come over there.
Damn it.
Yes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We've got all the pros from the big clubs from Avila and Palmacia and Cheval are going to be out there playing in a challenge match. We're going to have some Florida Southern guys going up against the University of South Florida guys. So we'll have a bunch of exhibition matches, and then the Jensen brothers, who are hilarious. So I won't be having to do a whole lot of talking, and we'll be raising money. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then
did they ask JP Peterson or JP Burgundy to come do this thing?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think after last night, they may want to hire my alter ego because he's much more entertaining and much more funny than me. Yeah, probably raise a hell of a lot more money too. But and drink more. I don't know. It should be a good weekend. And Sunday, today I got scotch. Today Palmacia is finally opening up after a 9-month renovation. Our club is finally opening up today, so we got a shotgun at 1:00. I'll be spraying the ball all over the realm as I normally do. But it's going to be super fun to be at our new golf course. So excited! Nice. So playing Friday and Sunday too as well. Looking forward to that.
By the way, Blind Squirrel Sports, welcome to the channel. He says he's new. Welcome in. We're glad you're here. And all
Thank you very much.
That are new. Yep.
Yeah, and we've done. Man, I heard some stories last night that. For those of you who don't know, our channel is growing exponentially, and although you may see some particular individual places where it says 200 views or 180 views or whatever views, we have literally hundreds of platforms that this goes to, and it also goes not only as a live show, but it's watched as much, if not more, after the show. So for those of you not learned in this and they're spewing bad information about our show, we get a lot of people that watch the show, and we're very thankful that the numbers are what they are. So we really appreciate it. And the social media impressions, it's been a really, really good run, especially during football season. So thank you all. Blind Squirrel Sports, we have more people joining each and every day, and not only watching but commenting and becoming part of the show. That's what we really love is the interaction that we have with you guys. That's why we spend so much time answering your comments and your questions and you guys being part of the show. So, at old sports radio, we used to do it on the phone. This is a lot more fun and a lot more controllable, frankly.
I love it.
And we love what you guys bring to the table. So we thank you so much for being part of it. And I get, I was on a conference call this morning for the tennis tournament, and one of the ladies on there was like, "Oh, my husband listens to your podcast all the time, and he's so excited that you're going to be the MC." And I don't say that to gloss myself. It's just that I hear this all the time, and we see the the people are watching and listening, and it means so much when people say that. It really, really does. So we thank you all for being a part of it and listening and watching and all that stuff. So,
and for all of you new people, make sure you head over to fanstreamsports.com for other great content, because it's all over the place from all over the country. When we want to make sure you see all of it. So
and we And the new website is kick-ass, Timmy. You especially have done a fantastic job with our new website, and Josh and the whole team. And we're ever growing as well. Yep. So if you can't go there, obviously the Times Space site is behind a paywall. So if you want all the local stories, and we cover like all the local stories each and every day on this show. So we're not just a Bucks podcast, just a Lightning podcast, or just a anything podcast. We're a Tampa Bay sports podcast. So if you want to catch up on Tampa Bay sports every day, you can just go to fanstreamsports.com and watch this show. And we also have tons of articles on there as well. So don't worry about the paywalls. We're free. We're free. And thanks to all of our great sponsors who make that possible for you. So big thanks to all of our great sponsors, including Genesis of Tampa, by the way. Please, please, please. Our Jamaica Relief Fund is going on right now, spearheaded by Mike Murphy and Genesis of Tampa. Mike was going to be on the show today, but his plane got canceled out in New York. So we want to pass it along again. You can go on Amazon and buy the MREs and have them shipped to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. And I know there's other relief funds out there, but trust me, folks, this one is going to get it directly to the folks in Jamaica. They're working with Gray Bull Rescue, which is a really, really great group of folks that do rescues all over the world. And they take this money and take all the goods, and you can bring goods over to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. If you got some extra clothes, you got some canned goods, bring it over, and Gray Bull will fly it down there. Genesis of Tampa will fly it down there for you. So if you want your money to go directly to the folks and help them directly and not to the Clinton Foundation or some of these other places, this is how you do it. Gray Bull Rescue, Genesis of Tampa, really helping out the folks at Jamaica who got hammered. Man, that thing had 185-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Oof. Alyssa was
30-foot storm surge.
Damn. So, yeah, people desperately in need. And thanks to Genesis of Tampa for spearheading this. It's really cool. So go buy a new car there, by the way, if you're in the market for a new car. No payments until 2026. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a great Halloween. Be safe out there, kids. None of that unwrapped candy. The weird dude down the street. Don't do that.
That's why I always throw just little sealed bottles of liquor in all the kids as they come to my house.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great idea. So enjoy your Halloween, folks. We will see you on Monday and over the weekend through social media as well. Have a great weekend.